welcome to tonight's live tarot readings. I'm Sophia, a psychic medium, and I'll be here until 9 p.m. UK time. So if you've just joined in, it'll be 2 hours from now. Okay, I'm doing paid tarot readings. Okay, now they're not conventional tarot readings because I channel spirit for readings. Okay, but I'm just using the cards as visuals, as photos, if you like, pictures for you up on YouTube. Okay, I will also be doing 3 free collective readings during the live, and the first one will be a spirit message, general spirit message for the collective. Then around 7:45 or 1:45, wherever you are, a love message for whether you're single, in no contact, or having ups and downs in a current relationship. Then in the last hour at 1:30, a career message, which can include finances depending on what spirit brings through for you. So stay tuned for those, or if you can't stay tuned for the whole 2 hours to hear them, then after the live has finished, the live stream, I put the timestamps for them, the collective readings, in the comments section, pinned in the comments section. So if you'd like a reading during the live, then all the info is pinned in the chat through PayPal only. Once paid, please put your question in the chat for me to see. Right, I'm going to just set this up. Okay, so give me a memento. Right, I think that's enough info for the moment. Welcome to you all, my lovelies. So what I've just posted in the chat is basically what I've just said in the intro. So I'm just going to wait and see if others join in, and then I can do the first collective reading, which is a spirit message. Right, okay. So I don't have any prepaid readings at the moment. All right, now if you do ever want to, I do the live streams on a Wednesday and a Sunday. Okay, but if you can't ever make the live stream, you can pre-book. Okay, you can pre-book for 2 reasons. One, if you can't make the live stream but you want a reading, okay, you can then listen back, because I do the prepaid at the beginning. Okay, your reading would be either first, or depending on how many prepaid people there are. Okay, so you can watch it back at your leisure. But also, if you want to pre-book so that you get your reading definitely in, sometimes it's busy, sometimes it's not. All right, so it's a bit hit and miss. But anyway, let's get into the first of the free collective reading, which is a general spirit message for the collective. And again, all timings for the 3 collective readings will be pinned in the comments after the live is finished for you to reflect back on. If tonight's collective readings don't ring a bell, or resonate, should I say, not ring a bell, if they don't resonate, then feel free to go and check out the other live ones, the collective ones. Like I say, the timestamps are all in the comments, because there's always a message somewhere. Also on my channel, you know, all the shorts, all the pick a card readings, they are in their own playlist, so you don't have to go through all the videos on the channel, but there are loads. Okay, it doesn't matter when I did a reading, they're not time sensitive unless it's been about something specific. Right, okay, let's have the first collective reading. Right, Spirit. So again, I'm a psychic medium. I'm just literally using the cards for you. As visuals. All right, now on the oracle cards, obviously they have a message. Okay, so but I will tie it in with what I'm also hearing from Spirit. Okay, so Spirit, a collective message for anybody watching, for the collective this week or today. Right, okay, it's definitely talking about new starts and new beginnings. Okay. Right, let's bring these down here. So I'm going to go through what's on each cards, and then we're going to tie it in, okay, with what Spirit is saying as well. So we've got on the first card, you are at the end of a cycle in your life. Call upon your angels to comfort you and to guide you to your next step. Happiness awaits you now. Can you hear me, anybody? Because I haven't seen anybody comment yet. Just somebody put a yes if you can hear me. Thank you, Marina, my lovely. Okay, so the second card is you deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires and don't compromise. Then we've got a new romantic cycle begins and also a new start is coming. So we get the drift here. Something new is coming. Okay, now for some of you, patience. Okay, we get too impatient these days. Okay, and also music for manifesting. And on that card it says to manifest rapidly, think of your desire while you chant, hum, sing or play music. Right, so obviously we have here that you're at the end of a cycle, at the end of a chapter, okay? And you deserve the best, so reach for the stars. You're the only one sitting yourself on the naughty step. Spirit's not stopping you having anything, only ourselves. Okay, now for some of you, it can be a new start in general. Others, it can be the start of a new romantic cycle. But we get impatient. Now you see on these two cards, the moon. Remember, I use the cards, Spirit will draw the cards as visuals for you. Okay, they are new moons. Okay, so you can't see the glow of the moon. So you can't see the new moon until it becomes the first quarter. That's usually the first time we notice the moon, isn't it? When we see the first quarter. So just because you can't see things changing in front of your eyeballs and you get impatient, okay, have patience because all will be revealed. All right. Now, for some of you, if you really like music, okay, then listen to music. Now, there is a fabulous channel called, well, there's quite a few that I have in a collection, okay, and I just listen to it all the time. Because when I found that I listened to like the radio, there's a mix of songs, okay, and sometimes even in our own playlists, we don't realize that your subconscious is hearing negative breakup songs or my life sucks. Okay, so I have my own playlist, and I'm just going to give you the channel names because they are good. And I just listen to it. I even listen to it overnight. Right, so one of the channels is called Orion Affirmations. Okay, now it's not just affirmations, it is to songs. It's like listening to an awesome playlist. If you get, there's all different types. Okay, there's different types of songs, and some music I don't like, so it doesn't matter what the words are. The words could be amazing, but the music I don't like, it doesn't stick with me. But the ones I've got are really good. There's another one called Magical Aura, and also I've got some of theirs in there, the short ones. Yeah, that's what I've got in that one, Magical Aura. But there is another channel as well. So let me just find it. Hang on, because they are amazing. Magical Aura. Music to manifest. Music for manifesting. There you go. Okay, so make one that is what you're wanting. There's all sorts in there. All right, so use that for listening. Or if you just like songs in your own playlist, then choose ones that are not breakup songs if you're wanting love, or work's hard to find if you're looking for work. Okay, but reach for the stars. Spirit is bringing me back to this. Well, back to these two. So let me just turn these over. Okay. Oh, and the patience, please, says what you're asking for is coming about. Have patience, as there are unseen factors that need to occur first. Okay. Our thoughts. Okay. Remember, everything is energy and atoms and whatever. Okay. But your thoughts, think of it like the air. Okay. It's traveling at the speed of light. But matter is like, the physical world is matter, which is like the earth. It seems solid. Okay, it looks solid to us. It looks real. It looks solid. Okay, but it's not. If you put it under a microscope, it's all atoms and the technical words, etc. Okay, so it can be slower to look like it's changing. So with those moon cards, it looks like nothing's happening. Where's the moon? Okay, where's the full moon? All right, but it will come. So Spirit is saying with these, where it says you're at the end of a cycle in your life. So you're at the end of a chapter, and they're wanting me to explain something else as well here. Call upon your angels to comfort you and to guide you into your next step. Happiness awaits you now. Okay. First thing, it's not just angels. You have a spirit team. You're never alone. Okay. Even if you were the only person on this planet, you have a spirit team. Okay, which is your higher self, your spirit guides, your family members, ancestors. Okay, you've always got a spirit team, and they're hearing you. But they can only deliver what you're ordering. Okay, what you're aware of, what you keep thinking about, good or bad, you will get more of it to experience it, because spirit can never say no. Okay, they can't stop you from having something. That's your free will to choose and decide what you want. Okay. But if you keep focusing on negative, fear-based mindset, you will keep experiencing negative things and wonder why nothing's happening. So Spirit is saying, blah. With this, they're saying as well, okay, they're very chatty tonight, is that the end of a cycle in your life, okay, everything has to have an opposite, polarity. Okay, night and day, up and down, in and out. If you breathe in, you have to breathe out, or else you'll die. If you breathe out and you don't breathe in, you'll die. Okay, there's night and day, there's good and bad. Okay, ugly and beautiful, Spirit just said as well. So, because we can't always be on a high, and because you can't always be on a low, you're going to have some points in your life that excite you and fulfill you, okay, and vice versa. But when you're in a down, what a lot of people tend to do is that they wallow in that for too long, and you've gone into that negative belief system, so you're going to get more negativity back. Okay, you keep yourself in that loop for longer. I used to do this. It used to be terrible. And then when things did start to pick up, I would then get triggered and think, oh my God, things, I'm starting to feel happy, things are looking good, something bad's going to happen, and wham bam, thank you ma'am, there you go, because I ordered it. All right, I put my awareness on it, I embodied the fear-based me, and that's what you get. Life has to reflect that back. So Spirit is saying, when you're in that low, just see it as it's like a decluttering stage. Okay, it's showing you, right, life sucks at the moment. Why? What don't I like and what do I like? Because what I don't like, I'm not going to keep focusing on, because else I'm going to keep getting more of it. Okay, like Spirit said, we're not sitting you on the naughty step. Okay, you don't ring up Amazon when you placed an order and give them shit for something you've ordered. Okay, if they've delivered the right thing that you've ordered, you can't give them shit about it unless it's wrong. Okay, but Spirit is never wrong, because you're never wrong. You're always right. If you think life sucks, congratulations, life sucks. You will experience your life sucking. Okay, if you think life is wonderful and amazing, you will experience that. Okay, so Spirit is saying, reach for the stars. You can have what the fuck you like. You're the one limiting yourself. Okay, you deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires, and don't compromise. That's what I want. Thank you very much. Okay, so Spirit message is done for today. So that's the first of the free collective one. Now, it may be quiet. We may not have any readings that anybody buys between now and the next free reading, which will be the love reading in half an hour's time. That's fine. You can chat. You can chat to me. If not, I will be quiet, because I'm not going to sit here talking to myself. All right. So we can make it boring, or we can make it interesting. But if you do want your own personal reading for your own situation, and not just a general collective reading that may not resonate with you, may not be what you're going through, then you can get your own personal reading. And you can chat to me as well. I expect some of my regulars are listening. If you are, hello, my lovelies. And if not, they'll probably be in later and be chatting away. I can see Marina, because she said that, yes, she could hear me. Hello, Vishali. If that is your name, sorry. No, they're not free readings. I do 3 collective readings. I've already done the general spirit message for the collective. At 1:45, I will be doing a love reading. And then at 1:30 in the next hour, I will be doing a career reading. But if you can't hang around, then on my channel, go into the shorts. You can find lots of short readings in there. Or go into my other live readings, go into the comment section. You'll see the timestamps for the previous spirit message, love reading and career readings. It doesn't matter when I did them. If they resonate, there's a message for you. That's fine. Don't worry. If you like pick a card readings, there's a whole playlist of pick a card readings. just putting bits into the chat for you to read as nobody's talking. Like I say, I'm not going to sit here talking to myself. You know, this is a spiritual place as well on my channel. So if you want to talk or ask me anything, it will be from my own perspective, from the knowledge I know or what I've experienced. Okay, if you can't get your own reading, I don't mean a reading, I mean if you've ever wondered about anything spiritually and you're curious, then ask away. You may as well fill this time than sitting here in silence. Hi Stormy, my lovely. Hope all is well. I was listening to, and to you, my lovely, I was listening to a channeling of Hulk Hogan earlier. Talking of wrestling. Okay, we've got 15 minutes until the next free collective reading, which will be our love reading. Okay, Marina, brilliant. You are all that is. Whatever exists in your awareness, remember, if there's 8 billion people on this planet, there are 8 billion different realities going on through people's awareness, perspective, and beliefs and assumptions. Okay, so the only reason we get triggered, the main reason when you become conscious of the fact that you can have whatever it is you want, okay, we then have our egoic human self, your logical brain, that comes in and says, oh, but no. Okay, oh, look at this. How many times do we think about something? Oh, I'd like to go to the shops today. But then, as soon as we've said it, in comes all that, oh, but what if it rains? Oh, but what if the car breaks down? What if it's too busy? What if it's too much traffic on the road? What if blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we straight away go into negatives. So for one positive thought, we've probably got about 20 or more negative thoughts straight on the back of it. Okay, so bear that in mind anyway. That is our natural way that our brains go, because our human brain likes to fix and solve and be doingses. But we are human beings. Okay, you are a multi-dimensional, spiritual, faceless, formless being who is given your Marina is your character. Okay, now I might be all over the place with this, but I'm just also channeling spirit because they like to come in and quip away at how things work. Okay, so you are reality. What you are aware of in your physical experience is what has come from you. Nothing is coming to you. You are experiencing what you're aware of, what you've been aware of all through life. Okay, so we have been taught in history about wars, so there will be wars. Okay, because we're aware that wars exist. Now, if you didn't focus on wars, okay, you're not purposely going around thinking about a war. Oh, is there going to be a war that starts, etc., etc. Anyway, I'm going off track here. So you are all realities. You are all versions of yourself with all possibilities that exist right now. Time is not linear. Okay, it is not past, present, and future. The past doesn't exist, the future doesn't exist. Only in the now moment you are deciding what the past and the future is, because all realities exist. Okay, and I'm going to read you out some quotes as well. Spirit has asked me to look up during the week since Wednesday's one. Okay, of famous, well-known people whose names you'll recognize, and that we were talking about last week. Right, so a trigger comes in. Now, you're only triggered because really you're scared that you're not going to get it. Okay, you really, really want something. Well, it's already yours. Okay, but in comes the trigger, the negative Nancy side of us, the side that comes in and says, oh, but I don't think that'll work, and oh, whatever. Okay, but it's only coming from what you have put in there. Remember, if you've had years of programming yourself and being aware of negative things or things that go wrong, you can't override it with just one or two opposites. Okay, I never have any money. You've probably been going around for years, not you personally, Marina, but whatever it is. Okay, I never have any money. Money is evil. Money is hard to come by. You have to work hard for money. Bollocks, 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 and all that bollocks. Okay, because the universe is abundant. Money, nothing exists out there. Money exists within your awareness. You became aware of money, but then you are aware of it as you've experienced it, or you've seen others experience it, or you've been told by parents or whatever, society. Okay, but you've got all the money you want within you. It's only your awareness, how you are aware of it. Okay, so you are reality itself. So you are 100% reality, good, bad, and ugly within yourself. So when a trigger comes up, observe it. as the faceless, formless you. Your character, Marina, is having a cow about it, a meltdown about it. Okay, but Marina is not your true self. Okay, Marina is the character. You are all that is. You are reality itself in your reality. Nobody will experience your reality how you experience it, because it's your reality. That's why no one has any power, control, or authority over you. All right? So okay, yes, everyone is you pushed out because of how you're aware of yourself. Everybody is a divine messenger of and will reflect back how you see yourself, how you see society, how you see people, how you see relationships, etc. Okay, so it's not that they are your puppets as such, okay, but they have no free will in your reality. If you say that somebody hates you, then congratulations, they will hate you. Okay, so when you get triggered, you just observe that, because yes, in one reality, a version of you, the reason you're getting triggered is because a version of you has experienced that. Okay, right now, there is only right now. So if I get triggered, I don't try and affirm the fuck over it, and I don't try to pretend that the elephant isn't there in the room, because I've done all that, and like you say, it doesn't fucking work. Okay, it's not until you go deeper into this and you realize that you are the observer of your reality. You're all that is. So just observe it. Say, yeah, fuck it. There's a Marina who is going through that shit, but I'm not choosing that version. I'm not that version of Marina. I'm Marina who already has it. Remember, when you shift your awareness onto what you want, because you can't want what's not already there for you to have. Okay? So if you become aware of it, it's there for you to have right now, because there is only right now. Okay, so when you shift your awareness onto what you want and embody the version of Marina, okay, who has it, and then don't contradict it, life has to, no choice but to reflect it back to you. Remember, out there is just the mirror. Out there is doing nothing. It can't change until you change. So if your dominant belief system that is running, your dominant program that's running is the opposite of what you're trying to get, it will keep going back to that. Okay? So a lot of people get triggered and get impatient and say nothing's changing. The minute you say nothing's changing, because there is only now, you're quite right. Nothing's changing. Everything is now. So you always have to come back to what you're telling yourself now. Okay, so when you get triggered, just observe it. It's when you engage in it and you start going with it. Okay, just observe it. Say, yeah, that's one version of me that's experiencing that. I can't change that. But I don't have to give it energy, and I don't have to focus on it, and I don't have to keep running with the story of that. What is my new story? Okay, that's not my story. This is my story. And say, what is your new story? As the version of you that has it in your mind, remember. As within, so without. Do you understand that so far? So you are already the version that you want to be, because you occupy all versions of you as all that is and reality itself. So things only exist for you to experience because you are aware of them and you have beliefs around things. Okay. So quotes from Neville. Neville Goddard, okay? Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. If you had what you wanted, how would you be feeling? It's not about feeling excited. It's feeling relieved, feeling contented. Okay, you're not in need of it. Calleth things that are not seen as though they were, and the unseen become seen, because all things are there. You're just, because you're not aware of it, it's unseen. Okay, like if you go into a dark room and you've only got a torch, the room exists, but you're only focused on where the torch beam is. Okay, you are already that which you want to be, and your refusal to believe it is the only reason you do not see it. All right. I'll come back to that in a minute, because Spirit is saying carry on reading the quotes. Okay, everything depends upon our attitude towards ourselves. That which we will not affirm as true for ourselves will not develop in our lives. Again, if your awareness is on something that you're not wanting, you're going to get more of what you don't want. Okay, so again, going through to another man born in the 1800s, Joseph Murphy. Okay, one of Joseph Murphy's most famous sayings from The Power of Your Subconscious Mind is change your thoughts and you change your identity. Your destiny, sorry. Well, yeah, you've got to change your identity. Okay. Florence Scovel Shinn, her most famous saying from The Game of Life is, the game of life is a game of boomerangs. Our thoughts and words return to us sooner or later with astounding accuracy. Because what you're thinking and your deeds, your thoughts, deeds, what you're doing, and your words, moaning and complaining about things or telling yourself, is what you will experience with accuracy. Bruce Lipton, your beliefs become your biology. Dr. Joe Dispenza, to change is to think greater than your environment. Eckhart Tolle's or whatever, realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have, because there is only now. Okay. In the Bible, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1, Mark 11:24. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever you desire, when you pray or ask for in your mind, believe that you have received them and you shall have them. Okay, so going through to people who channel, like I channel, you've got Jane Roberts in the 1960s who channeled Seth. And Seth, one of his most famous sayings from Seth is, you create your own reality. Abraham Hicks, okay, is, you are the creator of your reality. Okay. You've got Bashar, who is channeled through Daryl Anchor. You get the experience you focus on. Okay, so people who have fear-based belief systems will experience fear-based things. So if you don't want to keep in that loop, have a positive-based belief system. That is conscious creating, consciously creating what you want to experience, deciding and choosing to be aware of what you talk about in your head all day long. Okay, it doesn't mean that you won't see or hear about negative things ever again. Okay, if you choose to shift to a positive-based belief system, it means that you are on a different frequency. So it won't affect you and won't have a negative effect on you like it would if you was in that negative mindset. You would just observe it but not react to it. So it shows you a dominant thought, yes, that you weren't aware of having. Okay, but yeah, that's not my story anymore. I'm not dwelling in that reality or timeline. Each timeline has a past, a present, and a future, but they've already been written. You're not changing anything out there. You're going within and selecting shifting your awareness onto what you want, which already exists in time and space, because everything exists. Okay, and embody the version of you who already has it. So if you imagine if you're viewing you and what you want on that timeline, and you're sort of in this timeline where you don't have it, okay, and you were put into that timeline and observed the version of you that had it, that version's thoughts and feelings and what they're doing is nothing like what you are thinking and feeling here, because they have it. They're enjoying it. It might be the norm to them, so they're not really thinking about it anymore. Okay, do you understand what that means? Okay, so all these gurus, if you like, over the centuries, whether they channel people or whether they've come through people like myself and are channeling people, or they are from scientists, or, you know, Bruce Lipton and Joe Dispenza are scientists, okay, or through the Bible as the metaphysical Bible, not the reality Bible, if you like, the how people, religious Bible, okay, I mean seeing it as metaphysical, because that is the greatest manifestation book that you can get. Okay, or people like Neville and Joseph Murphy, okay. They're all saying the same thing. Okay, how you view your world through your belief system and what you're aware of, and how you go around talking to yourself is what you're going to experience, period. Life isn't happening to you, it's happening through you. So if you don't like it, you have to change within what you keep telling yourself first. Right, let's get into the love reading. So the free collective love reading. Right, so for the free collective love reading, if it's your first time here, welcome. Okay. What spirit will do now, I channel spirit, okay, so the cards are just visuals for you, like photos, okay, they don't have a meaning for me. I don't read them like, oh, that's the 10 of Pentacles, it means XYZ. I don't care, okay. I don't work like that anymore. I used to be just a tarot reader, an intuitive tarot reader, but I'm not anymore, okay. I channel spirit. So we're going to cover 3 singles who have no attachment to anybody in their heart. Okay, you're not wanting anybody back. You're not sat there waiting for anybody. Okay, etc. Okay, you are single and you're ready to find new love. You've then got no contact. Okay, so somebody who is on your heart, but you may have fallen out with them. You may not have heard from somebody for a very long time. Okay, I do have success stories on my channel as well in the playlist. And then we've got people in relationships that you're in, you know, you are labeled as a relationship and you are having up and down behavior. Okay, but let's see what Spirit brings out. So these cards will form the basis of the reading. But then I will bring in extra ones to slightly change the meaning that Spirit is giving it. But it's going to be usually the same. Okay, so let's see what Spirit says about the general collective love reading for overall. I don't want to bring out too many at once. Yeah. Okay. Now, all bases around what I've already said. That's how reality works. Okay. Whatever you are going around moaning and complaining about in your head, having arguments with people in your head, thinking a certain way is what you will experience. What you focus on grows. Okay. So when you shift your awareness onto what you want instead of what you don't want, and you go around in your mind as the version who already has it, I already have it, okay, like you have your phone or whatever at the moment, all right, or whatever, then that's normal and natural for you. You're not sat there getting excited about it every day, okay? Fear is only, separation is only caused in our mind, because, and then you experience separation, okay? Nothing is separate from you, nothing is lost, okay? So for those of you that are single, Spirit is saying some of you are feeling lost and things are seeming empty. Okay, look at this person lost, walking around. Nothing's moving. The windmill is not moving. You're lost. Okay, where's the love of my life? Where are they? Okay, and you've got this empty home. It's cold. There's no lights on. It's empty. So you're wanting a relationship, but you're feeling lost. And the reason a lot of you are feeling lost is because of fear that's trying to keep you stuck. Okay, look at you cowering while fear, the mother of all doubts, is trying to cage you and keep you stuck. Okay, and swords are thoughts for me. Okay, Spirit presents thoughts. Swords as thoughts, air. Your thoughts are weighing you down, pinning you down, which is what we said earlier. I can't have this. So-and-so told me that they don't love me, or that blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'll never find anybody as good as them, or whatever. Okay, or men don't commit to me. Women are gold diggers. Whatever shit you're telling yourself. Okay, because you can have your beautiful relationship, or else you would not want it. You'd just be happy being single. Okay, so Spirit is saying, because you're aware of feeling lost, you're feeling empty, you're pinning yourself down with all the thoughts and fears, okay, you're not seeing any changes. So Spirit is saying, now it's not for everybody who's single, okay, this is just the message for today for anybody who comes across it. Now, just because there's only, 7 of us watching right now, when I look at it, when it's upload, when the live stream's finished, there's about 300 odd people who come across it. Okay, so children have not developed their egoic side. Okay, if you tell a child, I'm going to come back later with a massive great big teddy bear, they don't turn around to their mother and go, well, she's a lying bitch. Okay, probably never see her again. Oh, she's a bit of a narcissist, she's got a bit of an agenda there. Okay, I don't believe her for 1 minute. They are constantly saying to their mum, when's Sophia coming back with my massive teddy bear? Okay, if they are playing and they think that they're, I don't know, Spider-Man, okay, and you say, stop, you're not really Spider-Man, I am Spider-Man, okay, they believe. Okay, well, what's on this shoulder? A heart. I know it's very old. I've had these cards since 1994 or 95. Okay, so there's a heart. Children believe. So Spirit is saying, believe what your heart is telling you. Your heart is your truth, not your thoughts that are trying to come in and tell you all the bullshit. Yes, it's there to try and protect you from life and death situations. Okay, but the only two fears we are born with is the fear of being dropped and the fear of loud noises. Okay, so but look at the noise that you're having in your head. You're not sat there scared of worrying and stressing out. You're telling yourself a load of shit that hasn't happened, or that you're believing from the past that no longer exists, because there is only now. Okay, the past only exists as a memory that you keep dragging forward into your so-called future, into the now, that then creates more of it and then becomes your future, which is now when it gets here. There is only now. Okay, so Spirit is saying you can meet the one for you, but look at how you're talking to yourself and how you're going around searching it for it out there. There's nothing out there. Everything starts from within you. Out there is just a reflection. Okay, so you can have your beautiful relationship. Okay, bask in your own sunshine. You are your world. There's a little baby hanging off here. Okay, she's beautiful. There's a baby. There's a magic lamp, like Aladdin's lamp. Okay, you can have everything you want. a lot of you as well are chasing love, and Spirit is saying, look, you don't become happy because you found love. You find love because you're happy, whole and complete within yourself. You are whole and complete. You're perfect as you are. What's not is the crap you go around telling yourself and holding on to what somebody told you God knows how long ago. There is only now. There isn't God knows how long ago. You're bringing that into the now. Okay, so Spirit is saying, if you want love, just shift your awareness onto what you want, a loving, beautiful relationship. How does that look like to you? Some people write it down like a shopping list. They must be 6 foot tall. They must have blue eyes, blonde hair, whatever. Go do you. Whatever you say is right. Okay? And then embody the version of you who is feeling loved. You're not looking for love, or else you'll always be chasing love. Okay? You are love. But when you're not loving yourself and you're hoping that it's somebody else's job to do it, that's where you're left out feeling disappointed and let down. Okay? For those of you, so go around and, you know what? I love imagining a friend of mine is ringing me up. When I become aware of something I want, I imagine, I get clear in my head, what does it look like for me? Okay? And then I imagine a friend ringing me up. And I imagine, because I know her voice, I can hear her saying, hey, Sophia, how did that date go last night? Oh, it went amazing. You know what? He paid for everything. Why not? It's my reality. Okay? It's my reality. I don't give a fuck what anybody else says about splitting the bill or whatever. If I want to pay, I'll pay. But today I'm feeling like I want him to pay. Okay? He wined and dined me. It was amazing food. Okay? Because that exists. I've thought about it, so it exists. But I've got to be in alignment for it. Giving it to myself so that I can get it reflected back in the mirror. If you sit in front of a mirror frowning, no point smashing the mirror because you don't like the reflection. Turn your frown into a smile and appreciate the beauty of it. Okay? For those of you in no contact, the reason you're in no contact is because you're focused on the no contact. Okay? Remember, nothing is separate from you. Your person only exists because you became aware of them. But they are showing up based on the awareness you still have of them. They blocked my ass. They went off with a third party. They told me to drop off the face of the earth and never darken their doorstep again. Okay, they told me that they need time to think. They told me it was me, etc., etc. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters other than what you're focused on right now. Okay, so tell yourself a different story right now. Because everything is coming from what you're telling yourself right now. Believe. Okay, stop those thoughts pinning you down. Remember, I said nobody's got free will in your reality. They're just playing the part you are going around thinking and moaning and complaining to your friends. Okay, fear that they're never going to come back. They never went anywhere. Okay, faith, this pregnancy bump that she's about to birth into the world is the world. You can have whatever you want in this world. You're bringing it to life. You're birthing it from within you. Okay? It's not a magic stork bringing it to you. Find that peace within yourself. Okay? Then you can have that reconciliation. All right? Where they're showing up. If you're going around thinking they don't want to talk to me, then congratulations. Because you're always right, you're going to get the version of them that doesn't want to talk to you. Okay? And you're not changing that version anyway. That version is in that script timeline. You're going within and selecting the version of them that has always loved and adored you, who can't, who wants to be with you. All right? Because all versions exist. You can't change the bad into the good. You select the good within you. And seeing yourself as someone who's loved, chosen and prioritized and wanted. Okay? And you're going around embodying that version of you. All right, and putting your awareness on to that story. Okay, without judging a past that no longer exists. Spirit is saying, okay, that's why you're lost and feeling empty because you're dwelling there. Stop dwelling in an empty house in your mind. Embody the version of you that is in that loving relationship, having that lovely, because nothing out there will change till you've changed within. Okay, go back in after the live stream and listen back to those quotes from the greats over the centuries. For those of you in an up and down relationship, they're blowing hot and cold, they're probably having an affair or whatever you're telling yourself, they're stubborn, they are arrogant, they are argumentative, okay, whatever, okay, you're feeling lost and feeling empty, okay? So look at what thoughts you have around it. If you think somebody's stubborn, then congratulations, you're always right. So you're going to keep experiencing the stubborn version of them. Okay, what is your heart telling you as well? Okay, give your relationship a chance, and that means starting in your head. Okay, if the relationship doesn't have a chance in your head, then it's not going to have a chance in the reflection that we call reality. Okay, consciousness is the one and only reality. Your awareness, what you're thinking. Your person only exists because you're aware of them. Okay, but it's how you're aware of them. You can't desire in your heart a loving, beautiful relationship when you're thinking contradictory thoughts, that they're an arsehole, basically. Okay, nobody's here to make you happy, whole and complete. It's your reality. They're just playing a character. Okay, so find that peace within you, Spirit is saying, and have faith. Then they will come forward as the loving version when you are focused on the loving version. Okay, oh, he loves me and adores me so much, he buys me flowers every week. Okay, it doesn't matter what they've done a second ago. The past doesn't exist. Okay, so it's what you're saying now. Okay, right. Don't forget the timestamps will be in the comment section when it's not live anymore. Okay. Right, Iman. Let me just pop these away, then I will do you next. And at past, wherever you are, at past, it's 8:07 here in the UK. At past will be the career collective reading. Right, Spirit is giving you the choice of these 3 decks. 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3, Spirit is saying for you. Right, okay. Now remember, Iman, this is going to be, because you're asking about him, okay, it will be in the current energy that you are aware of him as. Okay, remember, he has no free will. He is just showing up based on how you're still seeing him. Okay, you're not waiting for Ahmed to do anything. Okay, you shift your awareness onto what you want and embody the version of you who already has it, and you don't contradict it. Life has no choice but to reflect that back to you when you are embodying that version of you. Okay, so Spirit, Ahmed's the version that she's focused on, that version's current energy. Because remember, all versions of Ahmed exist. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Right. That is you. Spirit has brought you out because they are reminding you it's all about you. You can't get away from it. Okay, Spirit is not going to bend the rules of the universe works to try and soothe your ego. Okay. So they're not telling me his current energy because he is showing up based on how you're seeing him in your head. Okay. And what action you're taking in your thoughts. All right. But you're not being patient. Well, be patient. Okay. You're still focused on him. He's not showing up how I want him to. And I'm feeling low. I'm feeling down. Nothing's shifting. Okay. You've got to be strong and confident here. Okay. You're still growing into this, but you're still looking at time. There is no time. Spirit is saying, okay. I'm trying to get them to go into his energy, but they won't, because they are sick of telling you that it's how you're seeing him. Okay, you're feeling down and disconnected because you are still waiting for him to change. So you're in a waiting loop. Ahmed only exists in your awareness. If you were never aware of him, he would not exist in your reality. So the fact that you've become aware of him and then you've grown an attraction to him, okay, and now you're feeling that you want him, he's yours. You can't want what you don't desire. You desire him. He's already yours. You're not trying to get that Ahmed to change. That Ahmed that's showing up now in your physical reality is in its own timeline. The script is written. That Ahmed is with someone else. Okay. In another timeline, there's a version of you and him where the minute he saw you, he loves and adores you. Okay. Now that can come as there's timelines where he's never been married. There's timelines where he was single when you met him, etc., etc. Everything exists. If you can think of it, it exists. Okay. Even if you can't think of it, it exists, but you won't be aware of it to experience it. So when you shift your awareness onto what you want, I want to be in a relationship with Ahmed, and you embody the version of you who already has that and you don't contradict it, that's when you will experience it being reflected back. You at the moment are burning yourself out because you're saying a load of affirmations all about him, not feeling loved, chosen and adored and prioritized or worthy, and waiting for him to change. You're not unmarrying the version he is at. Okay? You can't change that version that you've created through what you've been aware of. If he came into your reality and was single, you would not be aware of him being married, would you? Okay? He would have been single, you'd probably hit it off, you'd be talking and chatting. Okay, so you are aware, keeping your awareness on the circumstances and conditions that are in one timeline. But when you are in the version of you, if you, like I said earlier, you probably weren't in here, okay, if this is you in the current timeline you're in, where he's married to somebody else, and the other timeline over here, okay, is where you're happy together and you're a couple. If I picked you up and put you in that timeline and said to you, right, observe that version of you with him, get into that body, look at how she's thinking. She's not thinking, oh, he's married. That version of you is enjoying that beautiful relationship where you're feeling loved and adored and cherished by him, where he's spoiling you and you're having a happy life together. Okay? You can't get to there if you're embodying the version of you that's still focused on him being married. So you don't fiddle with the middle anyway, Spirit is saying. You go to the end. You embody and put your awareness and your embody the version of you who already has that relationship. So that means going around in your mind all day long, he's my loving boyfriend or husband. We're such a perfect couple together. Okay? The version, there will always be a timeline. You can't dismiss reality. You are reality. You are all that is. You're only experiencing yourself. You just drop your awareness of him ever being married. There'll always be the timeline where he's married, whether it's to her or 20 other thousand people. Okay? Do you understand, Spirit is saying? You're still looking out there, wondering when it's going to change, and you're still keeping your awareness on he's married. Drop it. Because the version who's with you in your beautiful relationship is not married, or you can say he's never been married. Okay? That's not your story anymore. Him being married and how he's showing up is not your story anymore. So stop putting your awareness on it. Stop telling that story. Okay, like I've said before, the physical world is like a bunch of flowers. They look beautiful and fresh, but they're not attached to a root. Okay? You've got the root within you. All right? So it might look real, beautiful flowers, but they will die. That old story will die off. Which your reality. So what do you want? Do you want him to still... When you are focused on the two of you being together, you're going too deep into this. You're messing with the middle. You're fiddling with the middle. Okay, when you are focused on you and him being a couple, it will all fall into place. The how and the when is not our job. So I don't know how it will happen. Okay, you might suddenly get the version who is divorced. Okay, you might get the version who never had children. You might get the version who is just, has decided that you're the love of their life and they're going to divorce their wife right now. All versions exist. Okay? So all you've got to do is focus on your awareness that you are a couple. Okay? The rest will take care of itself. But it will always be perfect. Because if you're a couple, everything, because that timeline where you're a couple has its own past and future. The script is written. Okay? Until you jump timelines again into another script that's got its own past and present and future. Your job is to be aware that you are going around as a man who is his girlfriend, or that you're dating, or that you're his wife, whatever you want. It's your reality. You're always right. And then you embody that version of you. Okay? Oh yeah, every time he pops into your head, oh yeah, he's already my husband. It's pretty boring, actually. Okay? You would just be going about your day. You would be going to work, getting on with your day. Okay, if he's got kids and you're happy for the kids to be around, okay, then yeah, be around with them, but they will respect you. Well, unless you're thinking they think I'm an evil stepmother or whatever. Everything that you're thinking, you're creating now, from the now. So get your story straight. I like to get my story straight, so I don't sit there contradicting myself. I've got my script to my movie. This is his character, this is my character, this is the character of the kids, okay? His ex-wife or whatever, okay? Whatever makes you feel good. Okay, if you don't want him to be married, ever been married, okay, then see him as that. He's never been married. Oh, he was engaged once, he had children, but he never married somebody, okay? And I get on great with the kids. You're always right. So what feels good for you to get your head around? You're making this way too complicated, Spirit is saying, because it already exists. But you're trying to logically fix and solve it all. And that's where you're burning out and getting stressed and still seeing him separate. He's only exists because you're aware of him, but it's how you're aware of him and how you're aware of yourself. I am or I am not. I have or I don't. Which is it? You decide. Go back to the quotes that I did from famous people, you know, well-known people, scientists, the Bible, people who channel spirit, okay? And look at what they all said. It all comes from you. You're deciding. You're always right. Whatever you say is right. But once you got the story, stick to it. And if the old or an unwanted story comes in, you remind yourself that's not my story anymore. How can it be? I'm his girlfriend. I'm his wife. You're choosing and deciding in every now moment. So look at what you keep going around choosing and deciding. It's not about him. You're not changing him. You are going within and selecting the version of him that's always loved and adored you since the minute he laid eyes on you. Why are you telling yourself any other story? There is only now. The minute Spirit is saying, going forward, Iman, the minute you ask for a reading of where he is or what he's thinking or feeling, you haven't changed. So your reality is not going to change. Because you're still coming asking that question from a man who doesn't have it. Do you understand, Spirit is saying? So until you have locked yourself into that new story, until you experience it in the physical world, stop asking where he is or if he's changed. Because if you're asking that, he hasn't. Because if he had, you'd be experiencing it and wouldn't be asking that question. He's not separate from you. The minute you were aware of him, he's in your reality, how you are aware of him and yourself. Okay? Spirit is saying as well to remember that conditions and circumstances, your thoughts and feelings are temporary. Okay, like those fresh flowers, they will die off. You are the observer. Iman is just the character you're playing. You are the observer of Iman. You're saying what Iman experiences. Okay? It doesn't matter what the character thinks and feels or is experiencing as conditions and circumstances. You are all that is, the faceless, formless being inside of you that is going around as Iman. Okay? So don't be scared of yourself. You are all realities, all versions of Iman right now. So if you get triggered, like I was saying to Marina earlier, if you get triggered, just observe it. Yeah, that's fine. There isn't a man who's having a meltdown because he's married to somebody else, but that's not the version I'm focusing on. I'm versioning on the story, the version who's in that happy relationship. And I'm not telling myself anything different. Okay? And you can't fuck it up either. Okay? Because there is only now. So if a second ago you were having a major meltdown about it, you just bring yourself back to the now and say, that's fine. That version of me could have a fucking great big meltdown about it. Because there's still a version of me that's got what I want. So it doesn't matter. I've just got to put my awareness and embody the version of me that has it. And don't contradict it. And then it has no choice but for you to experience it. You'll get it reflected back. You don't have to change an event in the past. Stop focusing on it. Let it go. Stop putting your awareness on it. The past doesn't exist. You're the one who keeps lighting up that mental, you're doing the mental time travel. You're not doing a physical time travel. And if you do want to revise it because you can't drop it, okay, then you just go back to the point in time before the embarrassing situation happened and play it out as you would have liked it. But you have to keep repeating that until that becomes your norm. Okay, if you haven't repeated it enough so that when you think about it, you are thinking of it in the way that you would have wanted it to happen and not the way you haven't. Okay, if you're still going back to the way that you feel ashamed of, all right, then that will still be there. That past is still, that event is still part of that past. Okay, do you understand? Me personally, I don't revise anymore. The last thing I revised was when I hurt my ankle. Okay, where I just revised that it never happened. All right, I got to the point before the bit when I went on my ankle that I revised that I didn't open the door and go out on the ice. Okay, I stayed inside, and then the pain went, the bruising all went the next day, whereas I'd had it for 2 weeks because I was moping around in it, and I thought, why don't I just fucking revise it? Okay. Yes, it was instant. I had a bloody great big bruise. Bright blue, purple, the pain. Okay, but the minute, if it popped into my head, I think it popped into my head twice after I did the, revised that it had never happened. So went back to the scene where I went to open the door. I had my hand on the door, but instead of opening it and going out and going arse over tit, I decided no, I didn't even see that the decking was frosty. Okay, but in my new vision, I saw that the decking was frosty and I thought, oh no, not going out there. So because I never went out there in that timeline, I didn't hurt my ankle. Okay, so the next morning, okay, because I am all reality, so I am all versions of me. So yes, I'm still the version of me that experienced it. Okay, you can't pretend, you know, you're still aware of it, but it's not as prominent. Okay, so I did start to think, oh, does my foot hurt? Or and then I'd be like, well, of course it doesn't hurt because it never happened. Okay, and then when I could move around on my foot. I looked at the bruising. You know how when you get a black and purple, a blue, black and purple bruise, it goes green, yellow, and brown. It didn't. It just disappeared like it never happened. Your shifting realities is that you are like that film, everywhere, all at once, or whatever it is, everywhere, anywhere, all at once, or whatever. Okay, there is only now. So you are all versions of you right now. All versions of you and everybody else you know, and all the planet and Earth, as Bashar says, all planets of different versions of planet Earth exist. Okay, so he doesn't see it as your sort of reality. He's saying you shift to the world where that version of you experiences it different. Okay, it all means the same, basically. Okay, it's not linear. It's vertical. You're trying to get from here to there and coming from here. Just in the now, be aware of what story you're telling yourself, what your awareness is on. And if it's on something that you don't want, because you've realized there's something you do want, you have to put it on what you do want. Okay? So I don't revise past events. There is no past, there's only now. Okay, the past only exists if I keep bringing that memory forward. Well, if I don't want to keep experiencing that, I drop it. Why keep being aware of something I don't want to keep remembering? Okay, I just either make new memories. You can make new memories. All right. You would be aware, although he dominantly comes through Daryl Anchor, Bashar, okay, as that entity, because you are aware of Bashar, because you've heard of him, okay, you can tap into him, that entity, okay? Whatever you believe is right. You're always right. You're never wrong. It's whatever you are aware of. Okay, and the version you're embodying. Who are you being? When I'm channeling spirit, I don't hear them in a different voice. For me, I don't hear them in a different voice. Okay, yes, you can tap into me. Why do you think so many people say, I'm going about my day, and then suddenly I hear your voice in my head saying, what the fuck, don't do that. Okay, for your first time here, yes, I swear, I don't give a fuck. Don't like it, don't watch my channel. Okay, so you can tap into me, you can close your eyes and you can pretend you're talking to me and you will hear me talking to you. It will probably be in your voice. Okay. Hello, Wendy. Yeah, everybody knows me so well. I'm sure there's a version of me somewhere that doesn't swear, but not on this channel. Yeah. You're not human if you don't swear and fart. Ah. So, Iman, you could use me as a wonderful example, as your friend you're talking to. You can imagine me coming into your head saying, so how are you and Ahmed going? And if you start bitching and moaning to me saying, oh, but he's married and he's doing this, that, and the other, then what am I going to say to you? You can imagine very well what I'm going to say to you. I'm going to say to you, what the fuck? That's not your story anymore. Who told you that? Oh, you told yourself that? You told yourself that he's married? Well, congratulations. So what story are you going to tell me then? Are you going to sit here moaning and complaining and wasting my time for half an hour that he's fucking married and he doesn't want you? Then you crack on. Or you can start telling me the nice story that I might sit around and have a cup of tea with you with, where he loves and adores you and you feel so loved and cherished by him because you are lovable, adorable, and you are love. You are everything. Okay, you're not looking for anything outside of yourself. You're giving it to yourself because you are all that is. You are source of your reality as reality and all that is. Yes. Well done, Marina. You know, I'm human as well. I've got my Sophia character, okay, who goes around and will be like, I don't know. Well, let's say that I'm, in Marina's situation, okay, or any of you wanting an SP, okay, that I'm going around and I might be trolling around and catch myself thinking, oh, I wonder what he's doing. I wonder what he's thinking about me and that. And then I say to remind myself, I either have him or I don't. Okay, or I will say that's not my story anymore. Yeah, you better have me. You better play this back, write it down. Okay, I've written it down for myself. Stop, Sophia. That's not your story anymore. Who told you that? Oh, you told yourself that. You're the only one in the room fucking telling yourself that. Oh, you believed what something a second ago was said when, or last week or last year, when that doesn't exist because there is only right now. So how do you want it to be right now? Oh, really? Right, well, tell me that then. Tell me more. Oh, sounds wonderful. Yes, keep going. Okay. Your choice, what you're choosing and deciding and keep going over is what you're going to keep getting more of. Okay. So because, as you've said yourself, where did you put it? I'm a moaner and a complainer. You're so used to having 30 odd or 20 odd or however old you are years of moaning and complaining. So do you think that a day or 1 second of saying, or 10 minutes of saying, oh, I'm so positive and I love my life is going to reprogram your brain? No, it's not. You're not really reprogramming your subconscious. You're just choosing and deciding moment to moment. Okay? Hello, Joe. Thank you. Yes, Iman. This is probably going to go above your head, DJ, so I would tune back out if I were you. So, Iman, ask your question about it so that we could get this sorted out for you once and for all, hopefully. So I don't have to keep kicking your ass every week or for the next 5 years. Spirit is saying as well, okay, how do you know you're in the new reality and that you've changed? Okay. The only thing that determines that you have shifted and are the new version of you who you are or has what you want is you. The only proof, signs and evidence is you, what you're choosing and deciding. Okay. You can, now my 2 family members close to me died last year. Okay. So you can, they can't come back into the physical. Okay. But you can revise that they live somewhere else. Okay. It's more a self-soothing when somebody has physically departed of this realm. Okay. So you can revise that, just like, you know, you're in where you are. Okay, you could say that your dad lives in paradise. Okay, it's no different. Remember, his energy is still there. His faceless, formless self of all that is still there. His energy can't be destroyed. Okay, but it's how you're thinking of him. You can't, some people do. I have heard stories where they've imagined seeing that person again, or they've not thought of them as dead. Okay, and they do see them again, but then they die anyway. Okay, so for me, I don't see them as dead. Okay, I don't think of them. Yes, I'll have times where I feel very sad about it still, but I will see them as, oh, they're in paradise, and just label paradise like, oh, they're in London. Okay, they live in paradise. My uncle lives in London. Okay. No and no, DJ, really. And my day was brilliant. My day is always brilliant because I know how it all works. Harshini, this isn't free questions, but I will be doing in a minute the career free collective reading. I have, Harshini, already done a free collective love reading, and I have already done and I've done the collective spirit message at the beginning. Okay, Harshini, it is PayPal only, so depending on if you can get PayPal in your country, you can. And I am laughing to myself, not at Joe, who's coming here, but the fact that he's calling me queen and goddess, because I say that all the time. And now here comes the wonderful Joe, a divine messenger, who is reflecting back to me that yes, I am a fucking goddess and a queen. So I love it. Right. So I will be doing the it's very nice that you're seeing me as a superior white goddess. But you are just as superior as I am, my lovely. I am no different. You are a god in your reality. You have only shown up in my reality, reflecting back to me how I see myself as a goddess and beautiful and a queen. Thank you very much. Right. Yes. Right here. So, don't forget, I do channel loved ones, and I do know. Now, that is your belief, okay? That is a belief that you have, sweetheart, that you have to change. You are still a human being, whether you, whatever colour you are, even if you were yellow with fucking big red spots all over you. Okay, it has nothing to do with that you're a black man and I'm more superior race than you. Okay, that is not how it works. All right. And it's quite funny because where you were saying white goddess, I was thinking as white as pure, you seeing me as pure-hearted sort of thing. Not because I'm the colour white and that you're black and you're under me. Okay. You are, Iman, a reflection of a part of me that was learning this. Okay. So don't forget, because I teach and I have clients, there's no point me having clients who come to me who know what I do, or else I wouldn't be able to teach them. Okay, so you are coming up as a client who needs teaching. Do you understand? Hello, Nini, sweetheart. Right, let's get into, as it's gone 1:45, the free collective. You can call me Sophia, my lovely. You don't have to keep calling me superior white goddess. It was whatever. You do you. You do you. Right, free collective career message. Now, right, okay. And let's bring that in as well, and then we'll bring in the right. Okay, I'm going to bring in these. No, they want me to have them. I'm going to have that one as well. Right, okay. So for career, for those that it resonates with. Now, there's several cards here where Spirit is trying to guide you. 3 cards. So I'm going to keep them all together there. So Spirit is saying some of you may be struggling at the moment, either in an existing job, okay, or with finding a job, okay, or with people at work. And they're saying here, daughter value. Now, it's not just about the value of money. It's about you valuing yourself. Remember, you're perfect as you are. You're the only one telling a story about others or yourself. Okay, you're the only one in your head talking to yourself all day long and thinking all those thoughts. Nobody else is. Okay. So for some of you, you're stuck in the past in an old story that you keep bringing forward. All right. And so this heart is showing that I'm wanting a beautiful job. I'm wanting a happy work environment. Okay. Or like Joe, I'm wanting to be seen as equal, because you are just as equal. Okay. Like you say, it's the conditions and the circumstances and the beliefs and the assumptions of others and what you are now aware of. You can change that. There's a reality where Joe can do what the fuck he likes and be the god of his own reality, because it is your reality. Okay, but these swords are pinning you down, stopping you. Your thoughts, swords are thoughts, stopping you having your heart's desire here. All the money you want, the beautiful job you want, the hours you want, etc. Okay, so you're struggling. But Spirit is saying you're protected. You're always protected. Okay, so value yourself more and focus again on what money do you want. Your time is money. Okay, so know your worth and value, Spirit is saying. Okay, now these three here that Spirit is showing as all guiding cards. Look at Spirit guiding you to that perfect job, offering it you as a gift. Okay, when you take that leap of faith. Okay, look at this girl. She's this constellation here is like a net. Okay, the universe will catch you when you believe and trust in yourself. Okay, when you take that leap of faith within yourself and you find that peace within yourself, then the work, okay, will come in. All right, and for some of you in a well-known company or in a tall high-rise building. But find that peace within yourself so that it's revealed to you. Okay, you're getting in your own way. Look at what you're thinking around work. Remember, when you shift your awareness onto what you want and embody the version of you that already has it, and you don't contradict that, life has no choice but to reflect it back to you. Remember, the outside world that you think is real and solid is not. Okay? It's a reflection being reflected back to you of what you've been telling yourself, the story. Okay? That you keep dragging forward moment to moment, waking up and Groundhog Day every day. Start to go within and see yourself as you would like to be seen. And see yourself how you want others to see you. Okay? You do, Joe, but you shouldn't. Not now. Okay? Because that is a limiting belief within yourself now. All right? Because there are lots of, as you called yourself, black. I am quoting Joe, who called himself black. Okay? That you have that, that don't see themselves as slaves. Okay? Who don't have that mentality. They can do what they want. Like, you know, they're not a lesser race. You are not a lesser race. We are all equals. Okay? It's just what society or religion or whatever has put on us. You are the god of your reality. You are your reality through what you're aware of. Okay? So because you have that mentality, okay, you will keep experiencing that throughout your life. Why don't you change it right now? I am respected, valued, and appreciated by all humans on this planet. Okay? But you have to keep repeating that. You can't contradict it and go back to, in the next breath, I've got a low self-esteem and I've got slave mentality. Because there is only now. Who are you being right now, Joe? Someone with low self-esteem and slave mentality and treated like shit, okay? Or somebody who can have the beautiful life they want. There's no boundaries. Look at all the black people or any race, whatever color, okay, that have been very successful. I absolutely love the film about NASA, where all the the black secretaries, okay, but they went on to I can't think the name of the film, where she was doing the calculations for the rocket, and then another one, the other one who wasn't allowed to attend college or night school or something, or they had to go to night school, but she changed the rules. It was a brilliant film, absolutely brilliant. You're only held back by your limiting beliefs. Anyway, I don't really want to go into politics as I call it, okay, or religion, okay? You do you. You're only limited by the thoughts that you have, sweetheart. You are bound in your prison that you keep yourself in, Spirit just said. You're in your own mental prison, starving yourself of the life that you can have, because you can be and do anything. You're the one who's telling yourself you can't. Neela, you can pay yes if you want to, my lovely. Do you want me to put it back in the link? So, after Neela's reading, and Neela, just, if it's something that I've gone over 1,000,000 times, no, I won't be doing it. Because if you're still asking about it, was it called Hidden Figures? Then you are not it. And you're not going to see the change. Hidden Figures. Yes. Absolutely brilliant. I could watch that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I just love anything that. 3 brilliant black women overcome bigotry and sexism at NASA to become the brains behind the launch of the first American astronaut into orbit. Brilliant. It is on Netflix. And it's a true story. Follows 4 brilliant African American women whose mathematical skills were essential to early NASA space missions, including the space race and the calculations for sending the first American astronauts into orbit. Working during an era of racial segregation and gender discrimination, these human computers use pencils, slide rules, and adding machines to solve complex engineering and mathematical problems, overcoming barriers to change the face of NASA. Beautiful, beautiful film. You want to be a slave, okay? In your world, you be a slave. That's fine. You do you. Who am I to say otherwise? I'm just telling you that you do have options, but if you love being a slave, if that floats your boat, then you be a slave. Right, don't forget, I will put in the lives as well. No, I will put in that you can check out the shorts and other videos. Anyway, Joe, it's lovely to see you in here. And thank you for finding me. I do, yes. But I'm not your superior. You are just as equal as I am. I'm just waiting for Neela. So don't forget that all the timestamps, once the live's finished, I will go in and put the timestamps for the collective into the comments and pin them so that you can watch them back. Now, I don't know if Neela is doing an email to me or whether she is typing it into the chat. Neela, are you back in the chat, my lovely? Are you back in the room? It's okay, Stormy, I've just read your email. That's fine. Met somebody new, I didn't go home, and I met one guy we were hanging out. I don't remember when I last actually enjoyed it. I have been starting thinking, look, I can't tell you. Please, can you check what Spirit wants to say about him? Okay, Neela, righty-ho. So Neela, this is your reading. So let me just read it again. Right, okay. Remember, first of all, Neela, that are you back in the live? Yes, you are. Okay, it's not about him. He will play the part that you give him. So stop thinking it's about him. Okay, if you think anything about him, he will show up and start conforming to your thoughts and awareness. Okay, so it's more about your energy. So I'm going to ask Spirit about you, because you're the one who's spiraling and going back into the 3D, looking at the 3D where there's nothing out there. Okay, nothing's happening out there. It's what you're aware of, what you're telling yourself. Okay, and the version of you that you're embodying. Okay. Spirit just said that the version, how he is at the moment is who he is. Chatty, fun, you're enjoying his company, but you're coming in with the doubts, your fears coming back in, okay, and thinking all sorts of shit that you're already thinking. Just have fun. Okay. So Spirit is saying to you, okay, you know, remember, you can, well, all right, so they're saying here, first of all, look, remember, you're practicing. Okay, the coins are the security, aren't they? So your emotional and financial security is in your hands, what you are conjuring up. Okay, it's an apprentice. She's working her magic. She's practicing her magic. Okay, so what is it you want? You are the beginning and the end. You are your world. You're the center of your world, saying how it is. Okay, so you're not waiting You're not waiting to see what happens. Okay, you are deciding moment to moment what's happening, how he's showing up. Okay? So take action in your thoughts. Swords, taking action. This is an action card. Okay, but stay balanced. Go with the flow. All right? See where it takes you. If something comes up that you don't like, change it. Observe it. Don't react to it. Don't give it a meaning. Remember, this is a meaningless world until you give it a meaning. Nothing has a meaning till you give it a meaning. Okay? It's an assumptive world, so it reflects back your assumptions. Kill off the thoughts that are not serving you. Okay? You can be together with him. There's already a reality where you're together. There's a reality where you're with the original one. There's a reality where you're with Tom, Dick, and Harry. Okay? So again, fuck my life. Okay? Your fears, your doubts are resurfacing already. Okay? You are already the woman who has everything you want. What is your awareness on, and what version of you are you embodying? Okay? In the current energy, yes, he's sweet as a button. Okay, he's making you laugh for one. Okay, but all versions of him exist, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So you've got to be aware of what version you are aware of. He only exists because you're now aware of him. Okay? Yes, that card follows your ass around every reading. What are you scared of? Yourself. All right? So, for me, okay, you know in your heart if you truly want your original specific person, because your original specific person is not separate from you and he's not lost. He is just showing up, or you're getting reflected back where your awareness has been most of the time, that he's not with you. So you keep experiencing that. Okay? So you can still have your original person, but if you prefer, I would just take this as light entertainment. Okay? A light distraction. Go and have fun. Stop sticking labels all over it, post-it notes all over it, and starting to be aware of the slightest thing that he says. Okay? You are reality itself. You are all versions of you with all versions of other people in it. It's what you're aware of and who you say you are. Okay? It's not about anybody else. They are all divine messages reflecting back. He is interested. Okay? He's interested till you say he's not. Nobody has free will in your reality, Nilo. I keep telling you this. If you think he doesn't like you, then you will get reflected back to you, whether it's within 5 minutes, a day, a week, or a month, that he doesn't like you. So look at where there is only now. So moment to moment, every time he comes into your awareness, whether physically stood in front of your face, interacting with you, or a thought in your head, where is your awareness about him? And yourself, Spirit is reminding me. Okay, are you seeing yourself as somebody who's so fucking amazing that he laughs every time you fucking look at him or say something? Okay, because that's the version you will experience. The one who thinks that you're so funny. Okay, are you aware of yourself as being so lovable and adorable and that love is safe? It all comes down to you and what you are aware of and who you're going around being. Period. Full stop. No debate about it. It's not about him. He is just showing up as the character that you are giving him. Or men. If you haven't changed your story about men or relationships, he will start reflecting back. Men are cheaters. Men don't commit. Men don't see my worth and value. Men just use me for fun. So you got to go deeper than, oh, what does he think and feel about me, Sophia? Because what's deep within you, your based assumptions are what you will get reflected back. Okay? And you've still got a lot of fears. Right then, my lovelies. Anything else you want to ask about that, Neela? That you're not understanding? You might have to listen back to the live. Okay, I know it's 2 hours, but I've said an awful lot in here. You've only come in at the end. Okay, there's a lot that's been said. There's a lot of quotes that I've read out from different, Neville Goddard, Joe Dispenza, Bashir, all sorts of people. Okay. All versions of you still exist. It's what you're observing and what you're reacting to. Just observe them. Oh, my friends are saying judgmental things. Who gives a fuck? That's not my story anymore. I'm not going to react to it because this is my story. I'm the most amazing fucking goddess queen on this fucking planet. It's only your reality. You're only ever experiencing yourself. No, he fucking hated you. Why are you even asking that question? Okay? If you think to yourself and are aware of, he thinks I'm the most amazing fucking woman he's ever had sex with, then that is what he will think and feel. He thinks and feels what you say he thinks and feels. It's not about him. He is a character showing up, reflecting you back to you. All right? No, Harshini, I can't get super chat where I am, my lovely. That's why I don't use it. All versions of him exist. There's a version of him that slept with you and thought you were the worst woman he'd ever had sex with in his life. There's a version of him that absolutely loved having sex with you. Okay? There's a version of him that's never met you. So stop making it about him. It's how you are viewing yourself. Okay, you even saying, did he feel something with me? What's that saying about you? That's you having fears and doubts about your worth and value. It's your reality. You could have 20 men a night who all think that you're the most amazing sex machine they've ever known. All right, look at how you talk to yourself, Neela. Hello, happy soul. Yeah, go and have fun. Just see it as like entertainment. Okay, even if he said to you tomorrow, will you marry me? You just say no. Okay, no. It's quite simple. Been fun. Okay, but no, you're not my true heart's desire. Sorry. Okay? Stop fearing what you are creating. Give yourself the experience because you are giving yourself everything anyway. You are giving yourself everything that you think about, you are giving it to yourself. So why don't you start giving yourself what you do want to experience and stop giving yourself what you don't? Okay, everything is now. You can't fuck anything up. Because if you fucked something up a second ago, it doesn't exist right now. It doesn't exist because there is only right now. So you decide and choose from this now moment. You can even say that never happened. I don't know. You think about it and you say, that never happened. He loves and adores me. He thinks I'm fucking amazing. Okay? Do you understand Spirit is saying? before I close the live. But thank you to all of you who have hung around. I love you all. And no, this isn't just normal tarot readings. Okay, I go above and beyond that. Okay. You're welcome, Neela. So look at what you tell yourself. All right? All you've got to do is shift your awareness onto what you want and embody the version of you that already has it. That means that if this is Neela, who is in a happy, loving relationship, and you are this Neela that isn't, who's full of fears, went into that version of you, the main character, the main female in your reality, in your movie, would not be thinking the shit that you're thinking. It's safe for you to love because you are love. You're not seeking love outside yourself. You are love and you're giving it to yourself, knowing it's safe to love because you're safe. Okay? All right then. Righty-ho. Love you all. Have a brilliant evening, night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. Righty-ho. Love you and leave you. Adios.